Welcome to From Poundland to Paradise, your monthly guide of all things Walsall FC. I'm Craig Resnick Hansen, he's Joe Cheeseman, and today we're going to be talking all things December 2023. Let's get into it. Happy New Year. We hope you enjoyed the December from the Sadlers. A huge turnaround for Matt Sadler in particular, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But first of all, how was your Christmas, Joe? How was your December?
Yeah, it was great. Seeing all the family. Nice quiet Christmas, but Walsall weren't quiet at all. So that's what we like. How was yours?
Yeah, it was good. But I was in Germany visiting family for most of these games, so I didn't get to any games in December, and I didn't get to watch, I think, any of them. The one I tried to watch was rearranged for snow, which we'll come on to in a bit. But yeah, I was in Germany visiting family, and I did get to go to a game. I went to see VfB Stuttgart versus Augsburg, and that was an amazing game. That was really cool. Stuttgart won 3-0. There was like mad pyros everywhere. I was right next to the away fans. They took thousands. They had like smoke bombs, everything. It was just like everything you expect from German football, basically, which was really cool. But unfortunately, I missed pretty much all the good stuff after like the average October and then dour November. I've never been more down on Walsall.
I was watching November podcast and you were like, I'm going to miss getting the booze out for December, and you literally wouldn't have had one. I don't think you would have had one opportunity to get the booze out.
I would have been some of these games I could have gone to, and some of these results I could have seen. I think at home, in fact, we went 4 for 4.
4 for 4 at home? Oh, yeah.
So
it was the Accrington.
I missed all that good stuff, but nonetheless, we're going to get into it. I was obviously, watching all the highlights, keeping track of all the match reports, following all you guys' comments on Twitter, and staying up to date with it all. But we'll need Joe's expert opinion, I think, more if we want to go deeper on some of these games. But before we get into the nitty gritty of Sadler's salvation, we should say that we went 4 wins and 1 loss in the league, and 1 win and 1 draw in the cup. So we had 7 games. We had the 2 cup games against Alfreton, which ultimately we came through. And then in the league, we had 4 wins at home and 1 away loss. And it all kicked off on December the 5th when we went away to Alfreton, because I think it was meant to be on the 2nd or the 3rd, the Saturday, when it was meant to be on BBC, and we went to the pub.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And we were all raring to go to watch it, and then we got up the stairs and that bloke was like, it's called off.
We just got up the
What's
stairs.
your thoughts on that?
Ready to sit down. And
Did you enjoy that game on BBC?
It was a great opportunity that we totally missed, basically. But, never mind. I'm just glad that we won the game in the end, really.
Well, when it finally happened, the first try, when they actually finally did that game, we drew 0-0, which I think was just a continuation of the November misery. Everyone was raging again.
Wait, how am I even forgetting that? Yeah,
I think I didn't get to watch that either, because I think that was on the red button.
Yeah,
but I was working. I think I was covering a game, so I didn't get to watch that.
No, that was just very worrying. To be fair, yeah, I was like, I've blanked out, to be fair.
But I did, but from what I can tell, because you get extended highlights on them cup games, though, don't you? So you saw quite a bit of stuff, and it weren't that we just had chances and didn't take them. We actually let them have quite a few chances. Yeah, kind of scary,
that's what I mean. Yeah, it was worrying. Yeah, and I was thinking, they're coming to our place. Imagine if we just let them get one over us, just like a one cheeky goal, and then
but luckily it didn't happen. But before they could come to our place, on December the 9th on the weekend, we went away to Notts County, and this is when I was like, okay, we'll get the sack now. This is when we'll lose, and then it's over, surely. Because November was just terrible.
Yeah, it was
I'm going to readdress my opinion of him, that he has turned it around and he deserves my respect, but I'm not going to take back what I thought then. I do think it was bad then.
Yeah, it was definitely bad then.
Went away to Notts County and won 2-1, and a McKenty double.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Pretty sure I did watch it somewhere, maybe with someone's iFollow. I can't remember. But obviously I wasn't expecting much, so it was just like a great surprise, like especially at Notts County as well. And I think we wanted to go. I think I wanted to go. Or I think there was just December was a mad month for both of us. I think for you more obviously. So
January's going to be better.
Hardly got to any games. I think I only got to 2. No, I think.
But in terms of results on the pitch,
I got to 1. Yeah,
even though we couldn't get to many games, you got to a good one though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I was dead happy with the not.
We had some luck on the pitch at least, even though we weren't there. So then we finally got to beat Alfreton at the third attempt.
Yeah.
In the home replay, we won 1-0. And do you remember who scored?
Was it DJ?
It was big Jamil.
Oh yeah, that was the Jamil start. That was his first goal for us since
come on,
a year or something. But yeah, man, he's back.
It's not only the Sadler redemption, but it's the Jamil redemption, because 100%. After he got us that crucial goal to take us through in the cup, we then played Tranmere at home on the 16th, and it was back-to-back 1-0 wins and back-to-back goals for Jamil, the best striker in League 2.
At home,
he's injured again now, of course, but I mean, he has scored 2 goals back-to-back, so I mean,
can't complain.
I can't fault him. And he showed glimpses for a bit in November.
I was going to say, even in November, he was looking. His athleticism was looking way better, and then now he's working on his. He
looked a bit more mobile, and he got in good positions to take his goals. And fair play to him.
I think the team overall, by those games, they were just gelling and believing a lot more.
But then we had the only blip of the month, really. I mean, if you don't count the 0-0 at Alfreton, the only actual loss was the next game, 23rd, 2-1 away at Accrington, which there's worse teams to lose to in the league.
That's true.
To be fair, it's hardly Sutton United. You know what I mean? It's a narrow defeat against a playoff-bound team.
Yeah.
Or a rival of ours, hopefully now it looks like. A playoff rival. But then to end out this festive period with December 16th Crew, 2-0 win at home.
Yeah. That's when the belief really kicked in for people, I think, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, even then, before the Wrexham game, I was like, this has been a great month, whatever happens. Draper scored again, because he scored in that Accrington loss, and then he scored in back-to-back games. And McKinty scored against Crewe to make it 3 in a month for
3 in a month.
McKinty, which is...
For someone who was playing at the back to start with, wasn't he? Yeah.
And even as a midfielder,
Sadler got him in,
he's more of a deep line, isn't he? So
exactly, yeah.
And then we rounded it off, obviously, with the ultimate win on December 29th, 3-1 at home to Wrexham.
Juicy.
Earring, this is when Earring finally started, didn't he? Because he'd come off the bench a few times. But this is when he finally got his start, and we finally saw this, what looks like the new midfield, Conley, Hutchinson and Earring. And Earring had an amazing game, back with a bang. And it was just that typical Walsall, wasn't it? To be, having a torrid season and then play
the big boys.
Probably the best team in the league, or
turn up against the big boys. That's what it always is, and everyone's always like, well, we might have turned up against the big boys because it's a Walsall thing to do. But we're going to play like whoever, you know what I mean? Grimsby yesterday, you know what I mean? Everyone was like, oh, we're gonna lose at Grimsby, Oh my God.
I thought so too,
yeah, but wow. What a month, mad.
What an unbelievable month.
Wrexham was
4 wins in the
game.
league. We did the sort of 2-legged, in the end, cup tie, got through that, and then 4 wins out of 5 in the league. Amazing. 12 points collected from possible 15, and we are now 3 points off the playoffs.
That's got to be like our best month in the last 2-3 seasons, maybe even. You know what
it's just amazing.
I can't remember, because we've been following it like very closely for the last couple of years now. Again. And I swear we haven't had such a good month.
No, probably not. Probably not for a good 3 years at least.
Not a 12-point month, definitely.
What do you put it down to?
Obviously, there's a couple injuries come back. I think who came back at the start of the month? Was it?
Farquharson's a big one.
Yeah.
I think we might have had him back at the end of November, but he was getting up to speed properly in this month, wasn't he?
And now he's playing in the middle now. Because Daniels was in the middle for ages, and Farquharson was on the
right.
Right, yeah, and now Daniels is on the right. I feel like we're just finally finding the team, really. And obviously Sturck has been an integral part of it, even in December, but we've missed him for the last 2 games now, and we're still absolutely smashing it. So I feel like the feeling, and when I've watched a couple of the players' interviews, they're saying the feeling in the dressing room is the best that they've seen it at Walsall and stuff like that. So I feel like it's all coming together. But you raised the point when we were on the way here, saying that Ben Boycott came over at the start. Was it the start of December?
All I remember is that
he came for a visit.
He came over when it started getting good.
They did the club statement at the end of November.
Yeah, and we
to
all
say how bad it was,
guffawed at it or whatever and said,
that.
just get rid of him and get rid of you.
Yeah.
And to be
I heard
fair,
a lot of people saying that too.
Since then, I mean, I don't know give them a bit of motivation for sure. Because they've upped their game massively, and now I have to say Sadler's definitely turned it around. It don't mean that if we lose 10 in a row he can't go.
Yeah,
and it don't mean that in October and November it weren't dire, it was, but how can you argue with 12 points from 15? I mean, we're 3 points off the playoffs. He obviously deserves now the chance to carry on.
Exactly.
And like you said, we're even performing with players out the team, and even when
McKinty, Sturk, Tierney, we're missing.
They interchange now. We always thought we had quite a few options around in the squad, but just I don't know, it just like he weren't getting everything out of them, but now I feel like he is getting it out of him.
That's it, like he's finally getting it out of him, like you say.
He's found the right system.
And we were talking about the formation as well, and I think he went at the start of the season, he had a 3 at the back and 2 up top, and we were like, yeah, okay. But then he wasn't kind of working, then he switched to like a 4-4-2 something.
Yeah, he played around with a few formations,
top,
didn't he?
Like on their own, like Draper. And then Draper got injured, so we went back to the 3.
But I think ultimately far too many of the players just weren't performing.
It's finally, yeah, exactly, yeah.
He's getting something out of them on the training ground now. I mean, Daniels had 100%. A really bad season. I think Knowles as well. Both of them have come back with a bang now. Knowles is looking brilliant again, just like he used to.
You pointed that out last time, yeah. And
I think he's firmly in this 3-5-2 now. Yeah. I don't think that's going to change. And I actually think most of it is... So we actually have like a steady starting lineup every game because we'll come on to Jackson Smith in a bit, but Smith is there, and then we always have Akagbu, Farquharson and Daniels, Knowles, Gordon, and now we've got this 2 or 3 games in a row with that Earing, Hutchinson and Comley in the middle.
I love that, yeah.
And then up front you can mix and match a bit.
That's where it gets interchangeable, which is interesting, really.
I'm fine with, because
everyone's
Matt's
scoring
injured now, so
literally everyone's scoring in the past month. I think all of our strikers scored at least 1 or 2.
And if you include Grimsby, which we're not, because we'll talk about it in January, but we'll touch on it in a bit. I mean, even DJT's coming through, but
amazing.
But where do you think? Because I think we have to stick with Sadler now. And definitely give him support in January, and I think we can push on.
Yeah, 1000%.
Where do you think we could sort of bolster the squad? What positions would you be looking to?
Wow.
Because I don't really know either.
Trying to think cover-wise, really, because it's like you said, I'm kind of happy with what we've got. So let's think cover.
Could do with another centre-back, maybe.
Williams.
Because we're a bit short if...
Yeah, we haven't got too much experience to cover.
If one of them gets injured again...
Yeah,
because remember we were without Akagbu for like most of the season. We were without Farquharson and Fraud. So that's why we were so.
And we had
in hindsight, that's why it was so hard, I guess.
Yeah, and we had the young Harry Williams, and he was good, but I don't think he was good enough.
And Alan can play there sometimes.
Yeah. I think at the back a centre back. Yeah. Someone who... Well, we've got that Evan Weir as well, isn't he?
There you go. We just signed... Yep, that's it.
Like a young cover, another young cover. So let's think midfield. I don't...
Just signed Evan Weir. I think 18-month deal from Drogheda. So you're right, that cover's sorted. Yeah. I think... Who plays if Gordon gets injured?
See, I don't know. But it could be like Folks. It could be...
but he'd rather play on the right, wouldn't he? I think if he had to.
Yeah.
He could play there, maybe, but... Are you happy? I'm not overjoyed. Well. I think if Gordon was lost, I don't think we necessarily have anyone in the squad who could step in and even play to 75% the way he does in that position.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we need a proper left wing back to...
Okay, yeah, no, you're right, yeah.
What do you think about up front? Because they're all just so injury prone is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all good, but like...
We need another young one, really. I mean, DJT's coming into it and really happy about that because he's our player. Draper obviously is amazing, but what's gonna? That's another. That's a whole other thing. We're waiting for the next game to see what happens with Draper.
If we lose Draper, then I definitely think we need a bit of reinforcement up top. And if DJ leaves, then we do as well.
Yeah, if DJ leaves, then we 1000% need.
Because we can't have just 2.
Yeah, we need 2 more if DJ goes.
I think if we need 4, we've got 4 now.
Yeah.
But if any of them go, then they have to
need a constant 4 that can start and score type thing that can finish. So, not kids. We need like.
And it wouldn't be the worst to have 5 if they do stay. Just get 1 more. But definitely if
hopefully
DJ or Draper leave, get 1 more.
Yeah, hopefully they back him like that. But I feel like in the midfield, I don't know how long we've got Tierney till, but I'd have him for as long as we can.
Agreed.
We've got McKenty, Tierney and Sturk that didn't feature Grimsby.
And in that midfield as well, you've got them, and then you've got Hutchinson, and then you've got Comley, who's come back and done really well.
Yeah, no.
And Jack Earing's
obviously
back.
Jack Earing, yeah,
and he's back to being the Barry Busquets that we all know and love.
Oh, we used to rave
he
about
signed
him,
on for a new, is it 18 months or 2 years?
Yeah.
Which I think is a nice, a good thing, because we supported him through all that long injury, and now I think he's going to repay us with some really good stuff, because I think he's got real ability.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, definitely.
So his re-emergence, hopefully in January, will be a big thing. But someone who emerged for sure in December is Jackson Smith.
Oh, Jackson Smith, yeah, of course.
Where do you stand?
Evans going out.
Are we in agreement now that, he's the number one now, isn't it, basically?
I guess so, I don't know. Keeper's a weird thing, but yeah, I guess he's proved himself, so why shouldn't he?
I was one of them who was defending Evans, he was amazing last year, and I think he was carried on being great all this year.
Yeah,
and then he had 2 or 3 big ricks in some of them games where he made a few pretty big mistakes.
Yeah,
Smith came in, and I wasn't all necessarily for that. I was like, I don't know if we should throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, kind of. But it paid off, I think. It paid off, and I feel like he definitely deserves to keep his spot.
He's got to. I think he has to be he's the guy now, isn't he?
He's definitely the guy.
What does it mean for Evans, though? Do you think he'll be happy to stick around and fight for his place?
I don't know. Jackson Smith came from Wolves or something.
Yeah, I think he spent his whole childhood there or whatever. I think he was there for like 13 years, and he might have gone on loan in a couple of places.
Evans is still young, and he came from like Cambridge or something, so it's like...
I think the thing is he could play, I think, for another League 2 team. If another League 2 team needs a keeper, he could walk in and play, I think.
I'd like to just keep them both and just literally like interchange them type thing.
Hopefully.
One gets tired or starts, missing a couple, then go to the other one. And because I feel like they're kind of matched, if anything.
Yeah, and Jackson Smith's younger. I think it's a bit like we're used to just having that tradition where it's just like you got your keeper and then you got your number 2s like way down the line and he's there for emergence. But nowadays there's more and more, especially at the higher levels. Look at how Brighton do it. They have like 3 and they're like changing every week and that. And I think if it works for you, then it could be good for the competition, because Smith knows, I've got this for now. But any minute now Evans could take over if I have a bad run. And I suppose it depends on the personality. That could be a bad thing or a good thing, but he's thriving under pressure right now.
Well, that's it, and I don't want to dishearten Evans either, so I kind of want to, ideally, like you say, like to mix it up, but we'll see. And I think Smith definitely keeps his spot, because he made some amazing saves against Wrexham.
He has made some brilliant saves throughout.
There was a point blank definite goal if he didn't save that.
Well, Evans' last game was in the 2-0 defeat against Barrow, which was when we recorded the last podcast. Remember when we were just so depressed? That was like the lowest of the low.
Yeah, that was low.
And then there were 7 games in December. He got 4 clean sheets, conceded 3 goals in 7 games. I mean, you just can't argue with her.
No, it's true.
Because even when Evans was doing well, I know it ain't all about just the goalie, but I don't want to mess with that confidence now. We're keeping clean sheets. We're doing well.
I don't want to mess with the lineup at all.
Keep Smith in goal.
I love McKenzie, I love Sturck, but right now, don't change.
Unless he has a mare, I think he's the number 1 now, and Evans is just going to have to deal with it, and then come the end of the season, we'll, come what may. But
that's it.
Anyway, so... what a December, just completely gone full. It's just, the good thing about this podcast is most of the times they're like every 3 days or every week or whatever, and you can see like things change gradually. But because of this format, you can go from just like this is the worst thing ever.
We're literally depressed. I'm saying,
and then a month later, you're like, I've never been happier. Like, we're going up.
Yeah, we were thinking about playoffs
from one episode
like
to the next,
and we were thinking about relegation.
Yeah, literally. I genuinely thought we were going to go down at the end of November. Now I think we are going up.
Yeah. I feel like I said this before anyway, and we both said he's got the materials, you know what I mean? So
he had the raw materials there to work with, and he's getting the best out of them now.
There is no
few more signings in January
and do well in the playoffs as well. So.
We could get there. But speaking of January is going to be a lot nicer and quieter, so we should hopefully get less injuries and hopefully be less fatigued. We will talk in more detail about it in the January episode, but this is being recorded just after the Grimsby game, which we won 6-1. So
nobody saw that coming, man. Nobody saw that coming.
So January is already looking like it's going in a good direction. But then we've got 4 games left in this month. We've got on the 6th of January, this Saturday, my birthday, we've got Southampton away in the FA Cup Is it the third round or fourth round? Third round, isn't it?
I think it's the third.
Oh yeah, it's always the third round just after Christmas, isn't it? That's the tradition.
That's it, man.
And
can't wait.
by the way, I know loads of fans have been moaning about this, but I have to moan about it as well. Why is that not on the telly? Or why are more games like that with interesting sort of 2 division gaps not on the telly, and instead they're putting on like Fulham versus Everton and shit that no one cares. Literally, who cares about that?
Well, they're just obviously
apart from Everton and Fulham fans.
They've got more fans. They've got more of an attendance. Let's put it on. You know what I mean?
That's so dumb.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because the casual I'm not just saying it because I'm a Walsall fan. I really believe that. I think if the choice was like Newport versus Leicester, or like, don't get me wrong, if it's like Liverpool, Man United, fine, but we're talking some of these games are just no one cares. Like
if it's Everton,
Bournemouth versus whatever, I don't care about that. Like you watch it every week on Match of the Day, and
exactly, you're not interested then, so you're not interested now.
But because the BBC are like, oh, this is our chance to have like Bournemouth on the telly, you know what I mean? So they're just putting on like 4 of the most basic Match of the Day, like afterthought games ever. And there's some pretty juicy games like ours aren't being
it's
covered,
a shame.
but
it is a shame, but I can't wait for
very annoying. We were thinking about going to that, but one thing or another we're not. But we are going to every other game in January, starting from January 13th away at Stockport, top of the league. At least I think they're still top of the league.
That's going to be class.
And we're going in style because we'll be going in the executive box, won't we?
Yeah, shouts to Adju.
So that's going to be pretty cool.
Come on, man.
That's going to be class.
That's going to be a unique experience, to be fair. It's not like we'd ever why would you ever go to an executive box unless you're some
especially at Stockport, unless you're a high roller, innit? You know what I mean? And now that's the case for us. They shouted out, they said, we need some proper experts with the champagne area to chill with us and teach us the game. So we're more than happy to accommodate. And now after that we got January 20th and January 27th we got Accrington at home. So hopefully we can do what we couldn't do at their place.
Yeah, I'm sure after it was so recently as
another tough game.
We're going to knuckle down and think, yes, we have to be
there. Are playoff rivals right now, so that'll be a really crucial game. I think if we can win that'll mean a lot.
And we've already felt them out in that game at their place, and they're coming to our place where we're solid, basically.
And we narrowly lost, so...
Narrowly lost the game.
I'll go into that with some confidence. And then final game of the month, January 27th, we've got Sutton, also at home. And it's time to avenge our darkest hour.
Yeah, it's like an January's like the Avengers month. We could get through to the 4th round of the FA Cup.
Oh, can you imagine?
We could get one over on Accrington, who would just beat us and made December a not perfect month. And then Sutton, like you said, the lowest point of this season was definitely Sutton away 4-0.
Yeah.
And it's going to be.
I would love it because now we're in good form, and they are shit. You know what I mean? They were shit then.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
that's what made that so horrible. So I mean, you just have to separate the two things. Just because they won 4-0 don't mean anything. You know what I mean? They're different games on different days. We are still way better and should win that
100%,
game.
100%. Yeah.
And I think really there's scope here for a really good month. The one thing I would say though is, especially because there's one game a week, it's not like they're coming thick and fast.
No.
He really has to try against Southampton, play the full strength team, really prioritise that. Because I wouldn't mind if we went away and lost at Stockport. To tell you the truth, I think we probably will anyway, even if we play well. They're the best team in the league or one of. It's going to be hard.
The league's still my focus. The league is still my focus, definitely. But at the same time,
the playoffs,
it's not like we're risking much by playing a full squad. So let's play our full squad.
We've got a whole week to recover.
Hopefully, like you were saying, Southampton, they're doing well in their league, so they're not going to want to risk any injuries to their main starters. So hopefully they put kids out and don't care about it, and then we can.
I think they definitely will.
Through
because for them getting to the 4th and then maybe the 5th round or something, and then losing to Man City means nothing compared to
us.
They need to get that second place so they don't end up failing in the playoffs or something. No one wants to be in the playoffs, and Ipswich have opened up the door for them now.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be pushing hard for that, and I don't think they'll play a very strong team against us. And I just hope Sadler plays the very best he has available. Gives them a proper kick up the arse and just go on. Make yourselves proud and try and do something special.
I'm sure he will.
Because I mean, it's a long old season. I mean, honestly, if we could get through, I'd take losing even probably the next 2 league games to go through in that game, because I still think there's more than enough time. Then we're 3 points outside the playoffs.
Yeah.
Whereas if he says, "Oh, let's save all the good players for that Stockport game," and then limp to a 1-0 loss anyway.
But if you think about it, it's a whole week. It's not like all the months leading up to this January have been pretty crazy months, to be fair, where we've had loads of different cup games.
Saturday, Wednesday.
Loads of Tuesdays,
all that, Tuesdays,
So it's like he's got a full week, so I don't think there is any reason for him to not play a full squad for both games and get a result. But yeah, Stockport is going to be the hardest this month, 100%. Well, no, Southampton's obviously going to be the hardest. But in the league,
Stockport is the really tough game.
Yeah,
Grimsby, we came through with aplomb, and then Accrington, you'd sort of 50-50. And then Sutton, you'd fancy us.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's 5 games, 1 in the FA Cup, 4 in the league, 3 away from home, 2 at home. And it's a very nice schedule indeed. And then hopefully at the end of January, we can come in and talk about how we're 7th and we're getting the Wembley plans together, booking the coaches and that, and getting the crates of lagers ready, and just that'll be the first time we've had the chance since the Bristol City 3-0 loss in the Johnson's Paint Trophy final, wasn't it? Which was a special day.
That was
That's what I'm telling you about Wembley, man. It's just I don't even care about the result. Like, I remember just being so happy just to be there.
Yeah, it was incredible just to fucking. Just living it up,
down, just smoking a fag, like drinking a beer, like in the Wembley, just laughing, just being so paralytic.
It doesn't matter, we're here, and like there's 10 minutes left.
So I hope we can get there, and I can't believe we're even talking about the possibility. I mean, God, I thought like how Sadler would be gone, and then we'd be hoping for the best. But I said in the last podcast, if December's anything like October or November, then he needs to go, and obviously he's completely transformed it. So. Yeah, I can't complain, and I'm happy that we didn't change. You know what I mean? Because that's just a round of getting a manager used to the players. I mean, obviously, like you say, you could bring in more people in January and change it all. But you're right. It would have. I'm glad we didn't. It would have been a bad decision, definitely. But
well, it would have been.
These are the moments you get into though when you go on such a bad run. It really is hard to stay positive. And it ain't like if he had that credit built up, you know what I mean? Sometimes you look at a decision like, I know this is not like a Birmingham City podcast or anything, but like, did you see that Wayne Rooney got sacked?
Yeah.
That Eustace had them like 6th in the league, and now they're 20th, looking at going down just because for no reason out of the blue they sacked a manager doing a perfectly good job to bring in Wayne Rooney for no reason and need to get relegated.
Didn't understand anything.
Like, I'm not like Eustace had built up enough credit that even if they were like 18th, he shouldn't have been sacked.
Sure,
and they were 6th. Yeah. But with Sadler, it's like it ain't like we had like 4 years of him doing it, and then we had a bad run. There was no sort of credit in the bank, and we had a terrible
run. It's his first job as well, yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, it ain't worked. Let's get a new guy in, but they don't, and thank God they don't, because I don't know what happened, but we're doing it now, and he's got my support now, 100%. Until he loses like 3 games in a row, and then get out.
That's it, man. But wow, I'm just going to touch on that Wrexham game again. Just every single player was incredible, man. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah, you were there as well.
Yeah, that was like the only game I got to. It was like the only game I got to watch in December because it was just mad. But yeah, it was just crazy. The atmosphere as well.
9,000
regardless of Wrexham. Yeah, it was like 8,800 or something like that. 2,500 Wrexham fans, or 2.2 or something like that. And they were pretty much silent anyway, but we were just dominating them everywhere. I mean, they had a couple of chances.
On the
Mullen
pitch,
hit the bar.
in the stands.
He obviously got gifted the...
in the boardroom, our Yanks are better than yours.
Exactly. Let's go, man. I couldn't believe it, like, honestly.
Shall we make a welcome to Walsall?
Yeah. Have we got to do it?
Maybe, yeah.
They're going to have to pay us.
We could do, like, our version of that, but there's no, like, Ben Foster and shit. It's just... like people from Wolves who they don't want in it. That's our version. That's the Ben Foster we get. But
wicked.
But we'll go up and then they'll stay in League 2 and then we'll have the last laugh.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think so. Judging by the weekend, I think they bounced back with like a 4-1 or 5-1 win at the weekend.
Yeah, it was like 4-1 or something.
I was going to ask you, by the way,
3 goals in.
Do you know who did Stephen Fletcher play up front for them? I can't remember the match report because they only got like 1 goal, didn't they? So I didn't see.
It was Mullen, obviously, and
did Mullen scored a penalty for him? Didn't he?
Scored a penalty.
I seen when he hit the bar, didn't he? That was a cracking effort. To be fair.
He's got that skill, obviously.
Well, they've got all across.
And
what
about that championship player? What's his name? Callum something or something like
that.
He was on the wing. He was on like the left.
Oh, you mean James McLean?
That's it, yeah. Everyone.
Mate,
as soon as he touched the ball, boom.
They've got, because he played for West Brom for years.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
But mate, they've got, honestly, across the pitch, they've got League One at least, if not Championship level
if
players.
Not Championship, exactly.
So I mean, it gives you some hope for the Southampton game because I mean, I'm not being funny.
Exactly.
Genuinely, they're not that much worse a team up paid for the Southampton. Like they could be in the same division. They could be lower level championship and it wouldn't be like mental.
On paper, yeah.
On paper, the players they got.
So
we did
absolutely wrecked them. Like, we were just...
Smashed them.
Wrecked them. We did. We dominated them everywhere.
From,
the free kick, that's what I wanted to touch on as well, man. That free kick,
you said it was the best you've ever seen in person.
That's definitely the best free kick I've ever seen in person. Yeah, it was insane, man. It was just perfect. Top corner would have been perfect. Bottom corner, though, it was just like...
Yeah, don't have quite the same pizzazz, does it? But still...
Doesn't have the same pizzazz, but wow, it's perfectly placed, and only Hutch could do that, to be fair.
Well, we always rise to the occasion against them kind of teams. What we need to do is not flop to a loss against Sutton at home.
Yeah.
Which is equally us kind of thing to do.
When we lose at home, that gets the fans really bad, and we're not too great away anyway. So,
but we look like we're not doing that anymore, because I mean, Crewe we beat, Grimsby we just battered, and these are like average teams. So we're showing that we're beating average teams. Which, to be fair, if you want to go up, that's more what you need to do is consistently beat average teams.
Yeah, consistently.
And there's a lot of average teams in this league.
You can lose a couple of times to the top ones, and then
Whereas we do it the other way around: lose 3-0 to non-league fodder, and then beat Wrexham and Notts County, and we'll probably go and beat Stockport at their place, and then lose to Sutton.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we could just get
that would be
the other bit right, the Sutton bit right, then I think we're on the right track.
And then but the
any final thoughts?
Incredible. That's
from an absolutely amazing December.
Sadler in.
Yeah, Sadler in. Well, thank you so much for listening to From Poundland to Paradise once again. We'll be back at the end of January to recap them 5 games and obviously go into more detail on Grimsby.
Yeah.
And hopefully talk about plenty of nice incomings from the transfer window. Hopefully not too many outgoings. We should probably do it just after deadline day.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to end up doing it and then, we sign, Paul Mullin on deadline day, don't we?
But Walsall always do that, wait till deadline day to do stuff. So, yeah, we should definitely, you're right.
We don't want to miss the 7 signings on deadline day.
So, yeah, it might come out. This one's coming out in January, but that one might come out in February as well. But
yeah, that'll be fine. That's
and we'll
good.
do something different.
Yeah. We can early days of February and hopefully get a couple of guests on and do a sort of. We can talk a little bit about 2023 as well as a year. Do a bit of a bumper episode.
I think that'd be good. Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much again for listening.
Cheers,
thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much for sharing. For all the support that you give us, we really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time on From Poundland to Paradise.
Nice.
Peace.
Peace.